Welcome back. D-Day is here. Deputy President William Ruto and radio journalist Joshua Arap Sang are expected in the dock at the ICC when their trial commences today. Though the focus has solely been on the tag of war between the prosecution and high-profile accused, today stands out as the day when the victims of the 2007-2008 violence hope to find justice. Of course, today starts the journey of the trial proper. And to tell us more about what to expect is none other than David Matsanga, a conflict resolution consultant. You've been here before. Welcome to the Power Breakfast Show.
Thank you very much.
Perhaps just to give us a general take on what you do, what is the extent of your role when it comes to ICC?
First of all, I came into contact with ICC in 2005, the Ugandan case, the first case in the world and in Africa. And that was when the Lord Resistance Army versus the government of Uganda and versus the ICC. I was the chief negotiator of the Uganda peace talks, the chief leader of the delegation who was appointed by UN, EU, AU, and the other organization to lead the LRA delegation, because the LRA feared to come on table. Therefore, they needed somebody to represent them as a leader of the delegation. When President Museveni and myself and Dr. Rugunda decided that we should find peace in Uganda, the ICC went very fast to issue warrants of arrest for the people who were supposed to sit on table. So these guys got scared. 5 of the commanders, top commanders, and you remember Uganda had lost 800,000 people as a result of the ICC, the massacres that took place between the LRA and the government of Uganda. So as Ugandans, we sat down and we said, no, we are not going to follow the ICC route because it takes us through corridors, valleys, mountains. We might not have peace. So we decided we go to Juba in the presence of African Union, all heads of state under Kisano, Dr. Yakamacha, and the EU, UN. They gave us support, helicopters, and so many things to look for Kony. And Kony accepted that he will talk peace. That is when I came in touch with the ICC. I was summoned to the ICC. I'm the first African to enter that court before even Kanye or anybody or any other African who was summoned as a leader of the delegation to say, where is Kony? And the judges, one of them was Justice Peter Cowes, who said, do you really talk to Kony? I said, yes. Okay, take him these documents, sign here your document, and when you reach there, he has to sign, and you also bring back the documents. I delivered the documents to Kony. I came back. It's a short story. When I came back, the court said, next time you go, if you don't come back with Kony, we arrest you. Then I said, oh, Kisano, this is not a very good peace process. Museveni said, no, you cannot arrest a chief negotiator who is our messenger. So we started clashing with ICC. But one of the worst part of what ICC did in Uganda was to investigate both sides, but they came up with one side. That is when I saw Moreno Ocampo was a person that Africa should watch. So when I saw in 2007, the same Moreno Ocampo coming to a neighboring country, and yet we in Uganda, President Museveni, myself, and others had decided to leave to get peace. We have got a peace now in northern Uganda. Kony is an international issue. He can be arrested by international agencies, not us. But as Ugandans, our people are peaceful because we did not follow the ICC channels.
What was your involvement in this ICC case, this of Kenya?
Kenya. My involvement was simple, to look for Ocampo. 2, when I was looking for Ocampo, I discovered that the same method Ocampo used, one in Uganda, was the method he was using in the Kenyan investigation.
The Kenyan case, who pays you?
Myself.
Why?
I am the only one who has no NGO that is...
Why do you involve yourself in it?
I'm a Pan-African, Mr. Mutegi.
How do you get paid?
Was Nkrumah paid? When he stood to say Africa must be free, I've stood for Mugabe. I'm the only person in Africa who stood for Mugabe. And I said, the British government, I told them, don't isolate Mugabe, engage Mugabe. Am I not here free now? Mugabe is there. Even the British know that they should have engaged him in 1997.
Tell us about the Kenyan case.
Yes.
Yeah, who do you work for?
I work for myself. My agency is Africa World Media, and then there's an organization, a think tank in London, and is in the British. I've lived in Britain for 27 years. I have an agency. It has no funding from government. Then I'm also the chairman of Pan-African Forum, which is also a company, and these are consultancies. You do consultancy.
So are you consulting for anybody in this case?
No. I am not consulting. I'm consulting for the truth. I'm consulting.
Somebody must be paying you.
No,
be truthful.
Mutegi, you see, look at me. I'm 56 years old.
Yes.
Do you think I can not afford to pay for a consultancy?
But consultants are paid.
Yes, I'm paid from Zimbabwe.
Well,
I have been.
Zimbabwe cannot pay you for the Kenyan case.
For Africa.
No. For the Kenyan case.
Kenyan case, I have never. And I want to tell you this on record. And I want you to call me back again. I have never received a penny from Kenyatta, from Ruto. I have never drunk a tea, coffee, a beer with Ruto or Uhuru Kenyatta. I have only seen Uhuru Kenyatta as a member, observer in the AU. I'm an observer of African Union. I sit in where presidents sit. And mark you, I was a consultant for Sky News, earning $120,000 per annum. How can you tell me I can fail to pay for a ticket to come to investigate anything in Africa? So I am self-reliant, Mr. Mukazi. I don't have any links with anybody. That's why people, even some of them, when you give advice, I came in because I started with Jeff Koinange. I saw this man. I am one of those who brought the two professors. And the late Mutula told me I'm a busybody. It was all over your television. He said, Matsanga is a busybody who has nothing to do, and he wants to talk about criminals. He said the two were criminals. They should be charged and the tea taken. Why do you defend them? I brought those two professors to do amicus curiae in the court to stop this case, that invocation of Article 15 of the Rome Statute gives the chief prosecutor to come in and walk free, take Mutegi, take Mukazi, take anybody without any checks. And this is exactly 5 years ago. Today, are we not here? Are we not here? If people had listened to me, unfortunately, people listen to white professors than black professors in the Africa. When you are black and you have any education, they don't listen to you. But when a white professor comes here, they will give him red carpet. And that's why people doubt.
Right. So you have been investigating this. You have written this document.
Yes.
Does she have any integrity?
Yes.
That is Fatou Bensouda, the prosecutor.
I went to Banjul. I went to Gambia. When I was at the AU Heads of State Conference, one of the presidential guards of Yahya Jammeh, one of the journalists in the presidential press, told me, Matsanga, why don't you visit Gambia? I took a flight into Gambia to find out, which none of the lawyers of the defense has done, which I've done, to find out who is Fatou Bensouda. I have done out
this facts. Document, does it say whether she has integrity or no integrity?
I don't. Mr. Mutegi, I've given you a copy.
What does it
Let me summarize. A person who banned journalists from even talking. That's as the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice in Gambia. A person who helped to massacre people under Jammeh Yahya. Bensouda is the person who made draconian laws in Gambia that you cannot even speak. No journalist could even photograph the president. This is a person who has grew up in a family where the parents were tortured. And then she's paranoid. So if the lawyers, defense lawyers, don't come out to attack her paranoia, the case could go very, very sour. So I had to go out as an investigative journalist. Mutegi, part of this what I'm doing for the younger generation. You have been there with me for a long time. Let's be investigative. How did I find Maina Kabutu, witness number 4? It is me again. I saw him lying on Facebook. How can a witness protected by the ICC, Mukazi, have a Facebook exchanging with the same name with people in the world? So I traced this Facebook. I found he went through Swaziland until I got evidence, which did not match with what Ocampo told us when he was confirming the case of Uhuru Kenyatta and Muthaura. Thanks God, Khan got this evidence, used it, won a case on Muthaura. It's me who did that to expose to the world, not to bribe a witness, but to expose to the world that these witnesses are liars. And since then, case number 2 of His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, I don't think, if I were the chief prosecutor, I would withdraw it quickly.
Why?
Because it has no witness. Witness number 4 collapsed. This was the biggest liar who said, I went to State House. He doesn't know the door of State House. But he had recanted. But Ocampo lied to us. Listen to this. Ocampo lied, said he's not recanted. Then now, the Suda came up and said Matsanga was right. We intimidated Matsanga for nothing. Terminated the case against Matsanga. My case was terminated, but my name was damaged. I lost my job as a Sky News consultant for the whole Africa. So I have not given up. I came into this because, one, refugees are in my country, my district. There are Kenyans living in my district today. We don't want more chaos so that more Kenyans live into Uganda. We want them to return home. I have not come here for monetary gains. There is nowhere that I have ever even made an appointment to meet President Uhuru Kenyatta since he won that give me money because I tried to do this or that, or Ruto. I have never. I've written this document, which I've carried for you. Yeah. It's between me and the chief prosecutor. I'm the only African guy who has gone to that court to challenge. People talk in the streets of Nairobi, Kampala, and Johannesburg. They don't file applications. I'm the only person who filed applications.
So perhaps why should we trust you? Because this is information you're giving to us. Yes,
go to the website of ICC. Dr. Matsanga versus Chief Prosecutor's Office. It's there. You read a volume of books. It is on the website of ICC. I'm not saying it myself, Mr. Mutegi, and I'm saying yes.
Right. Let's talk about the cases that we've had of
that we're going to hear today.
Absolutely, and perhaps focusing on the witnesses. We've had witnesses recanting.
Yes.
And you have been accused by the prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda, of intimidation and exposure of ICC witnesses. Is that true?
Yes. I only expose liars. I don't expose credible witnesses.
Intimidation?
And no, I don't have machinery to intimidate. I have the machinery tools of analysis, the head as an investigative journalist. Remember, an investigative journalist brings out a tough story, not simple story. James Maina Kabutu was a liar. James Maina Kabutu never went to State House, never saw Kenyatta. Was it wrong for me to tell the world that he was a liar?
ICC, in fact, they have sent people here to say that the witnesses who are now recanting, one of them recanted on yesterday.
Yes. Do you know why
they have been bought?
Do you know why they are recanting? Can I tell you?
Yeah.
They were procured. The highest bidder took the bid. Ken Wafula, the man who was here yesterday,
the human rights activist,
a man who could not have food in 2007. Today he has 4 wives and 4 houses.
He denied all
that. But everybody, no, I am here, and Ken can face me. We go and count the houses in Eldoret that he's renting out of the victims of misery. People should not say lies.
He said he has a big car. He said he has only.
I didn't say about a car, because the cars can be small.
Yeah.
But he has property now. This was a man looking for lunch from some of us, senior people. But today, these cases, do you know what annoys me, Muteki?
Yeah.
Witnesses were procured, not even bribed. Don't talk about bribe, corruption, procurement. Tendering. You tender, the highest bidder gets the deal to collect youth in Eldoret and other places, and in Nairobi, Mungiki come and the witness write a statement. The taller, the highest, the shortest writes a statement against Uhuru Kenyatta or Ruto. This was witness procurement. Surely, let me ask you one question, and the viewers. If there are allegations against the Chief Justice of this country and the court, doesn't the court investigate? Does the court go out to threaten people? It should investigate the allegations. Now today, by Friday or Monday, most of these witnesses will not be there because they have been mistreated. They were taken against their will.
Isn't it the case probably they fear testifying because the suspects are the president and the deputy president?
No, they fear because the source has been blown out. They were paid money. You say the Kenya paid money to companies here. Mutegi, you and I, you work very early in the morning from 6 o'clock. There are people who have built houses in Rwanda out of the misery of these IDPs and victims. There are people in this country who have benefited out of this. And this is what I exposed and told the chief prosecutor, I'm a whistleblower who turned into to be arrested. I was quizzed for 4 days by ICC. And then they found no case. Later on they said, I think Matsanga was right. But they have not instituted any commission of inquiry to say whether witnesses were bribed, procured, or intimidated. They have gone ahead with the trial. Have you seen the comedy? This is the comedy I've been telling you. It starts today.
No. Bwana Matsanga,
a big comedy.
How would you explain the predicament that Wilfred Nderitu, the lawyer's victim, is facing? Because he once intimated that he was actually intimidated by his own friends who think he's not doing a noble thing.
I think that if that is there, the government of Kenya has to check on such threats. And the government of Kenya has the machinery, witness protection. The difference of my investigation is I was exposing liars. And that it turned out to be that ICC agreed with David Nyekorach Matsanga that it is true. Witness number 4, James Maina Kabutu, alias Peter Karanja, who flew on a diplomatic passport back, was paid money to lie. So I did nothing wrong.
You are saying USAID?
Yes.
Funded?
Exactly.
USAID is an American agency.
Yes.
For development.
Yes.
United States Agency for International Development.
Exactly. And I've given you the copy, signed by my seal, stamped by the seal of my organization that investigated.
That doesn't make it accurate.
It is, no, now it is up to the USAID to say whether they did not give checks of 50, 100, 1 million, 2 million to Ken Wafula and others. And a Sultan PLC company in town hosted by Karuga, a lady called Karuga, whom you know very well in town. She's a prominent person. She was the one paying witnesses. She was the one procuring witnesses with Ken Wafula. It is there. You said man called Nderitos, who was actually a stationed officer in USAID Kenya in the embassy, was the one paying the money for collecting Ruto's witnesses. And we cannot allow international justice to be polluted. And you say I should keep quiet. If people want to keep quiet, I am also fighting for the victims. 1,300 people died. They need justice. Don't kill them twice by people covering facts. Yet this trial could come to a halt today, Mutegi. It could come to a halt.
But it's only a beginning.
It can come to a halt. Why? Because witnesses, if the judges find out that, one, the witnesses are not there, they have been tampered with.
How can they not be there?
Because the lawyers, do you know what? The lawyers of the suspects have refused to do one thing. If the lawyers of the suspect did one great thing, subpoena, in law what they call subpoena, subpoena Dr. David Matsanga's evidence between Matsanga and the chief prosecutor. What happened there? If these lawyers, they only want to extend money eating. This is money. They are getting a lot of money.
Karim Khan.
Yeah. This case could be cut short if you subpoena that evidence. That's why the chief prosecutor said, don't touch Matsanga. If you bring him here, we are finished. Because the case was real. I was interviewed. When the late Saitoti said, cooperate with them, don't refuse. I did the interview. I said, I am ready for an oral trial. The chief prosecutor said, don't bring him here, because he will spoil the case. The whole of this case can come to a halt if that evidence is subpoenaed. It is in the court.
What does it mean, subpoena?
To subpoena is to call for it.
Yes.
Call for that evidence. Why was Matsanga and the chief prosecutor fighting? Why did Matsanga name people whom the court has told me not to name anywhere in public? And they are Kenyans. They are friends of these people. You see, when this trial starts, Mutegi, you might not see some people here. You might ask, where is he? They betrayed these guys. And then that is why there is a problem. The court said, if we hear you telling the names, then we come for you. Because I got the truth.
Let's take a couple of questions from the viewers. Somebody here says, good morning. By trashing all witnesses, who will hold accountable the real perpetrators?
That is